Welcome to the Defense and Aerospace Report. I'm Vago Muradian here at the Association of the United States Army's annual meeting and trade show in Washington, D.C. Our coverage here is sponsored by AM General, Elbit Systems of America, General Motors Hydrotech, L3 Technologies, and Leonardo DRS. And it's not often that we have an actual star on our show, and we have an actual star on our show, Mark Wills, country star, who's here tonight. Mark, thanks very much for joining us.
Vago, good to be here. Very good to be here.
It's a pleasure. So tell us what brings you over to AUSA here. You've been downstairs. You've been signing autographs. I know you're working with Veteran United Loans, but talk to us about what you're trying to accomplish here.
We have just really had an infatuation, a love for our military, the men and women who serve our country, and for us to be able to come out, bring a little bit of what we do, which is music, to them at their big annual conference is a huge honor. I toured with Sergeant Major Ken Preston, Sergeant Major Tilley, many times over to the Iraq and Afghanistan theater, also in Kuwait, taking the Sergeant Major Hope and Freedom tour to the troops many times. And so for us to be able to do it stateside, where a lot of these guys or a lot of these men or women get to bring their spouses to this event, it's just kind of a nice way to say thank you face to face, sort of on our home turf.
All I am, all I'll be, everything in this world, all that I'll ever be. So you don't have to think twice, I will love you still.
Talk to us a little bit about some of the things you're doing with veterans families. I know that's very important to you. What are some of the programs that you're involved in, and for the long term when it comes to veteran care, veterans issues that you'd like to be involved in?
I don't know that we really associate ourselves with any certain cause. My thing is, as a musician, we think that the healing power of music, or just the ability to say thank you with what we do for a living, is something that we've always enjoyed. So, when Veterans United approached us about doing a concert, a free concert for all the attendees for AUSA, we jumped at the opportunity because it gives us the ability to just look at people's eyes, out here and say thanks. They've served their country, and a lot of the people that are here are still active duty, but a lot of the men and women that are here have many years under their belt, have retired. So it's a good way for us to just thank them as well.
Are you concerned, like a lot of my friends who are involved in veterans causes, one of the concerns they have is, as Iraq and Afghanistan start to fade from people's minds, it's not 150,000 people who are deployed anymore, right, that veterans issues will sort of start to fall, fall by the wayside. Is that a concern that you have, and what are some things that average Americans and folks can do to make sure that, that connection remains and everybody remains, particularly when it comes to wounded warriors and raising money for them, which is a lifelong challenge, a lifelong expense, not just for the nation, but also for everybody to do their part?
Well, the men and women who have lost arms, legs, who deal with that daily, and will deal with that with the rest of their life. And and veteran suicide is also something that that has really come to the forefront over the last few years. Anything that we can do to sort of help out with that, to whether, like I said, through music, whether that be something that shines a spotlight on some of these causes, it allows us to do that in a small way. I mean, far be it from us to ever think that we can solve any of those problems, because we can't. But I do believe in the healing power of music.
And let me ask you about the bracelet. Who are you memorializing here?
Brent Dunkelberger. We lost Brent in December of '06. He was supposed to be part of our security force when we were overseas. And the day before we got there, he was killed in an attack. And his family gave me this when we came back at the beginning of '07, and it has remained on my wrist since then. So we've met a lot of families throughout our years that have lost loved ones overseas. Brent's wife, his family, his father-in-law, his daughters, they touched a special place in my heart, and I have continued to remember Brent every day of my life since then.
I'm sorry for your loss. Now let me ask you, folks can see you at Disney World, where you are very popular, but tell us, what's by way of albums and what's by way of touring? We know that Talk to us details.
We have been working on some new music. It's we don't have a release date for any of that stuff yet, but what we will tell you is that the best way to keep up with us is through the Instagram page or our website, and all of it is Mark Wills Music, except for the website, and that's just markwills.com.
But you are touring.
We are touring. We're on the road. You can find our schedule there. You can find pretty much anything you want to know about Mark Wills there. So we just invite everybody to come see us.
Fantastic. Looking forward to listen to your new album.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We've been in the process of getting that done. So hopefully in the next few months we'll have some new music out.
Mark, thanks very much for all you do for the troops. Really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Thank you.